They gave you an artificial heart?
Yeah.
How many bars does the battery show?
1.
You got 1 hour. Keep your body electrically charged to keep it pumping. If you can get hold of your heart, I'm reasonably sure I can put it back in.
Co-host, there comes a time when a movie just says, fuck it.
Oh, yeah. And boy, does this movie say fuck it. And fuck you while we're at it.
Yeah.
Fuck everybody. Fucking everybody in their minds. Crank 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Boy,
High voltage. Taking it to the extreme.
Man, let me tell you something. In those times when a movie does say fuck it, it can either it sometimes it goes horribly wrong, or it can just be totally badass.
Oh, yeah. And woo!
And
Talk
this
about
movie-
some bad assery.
This movie is bad, as you say. It is bad assery.
Yes.
When I heard that they were making a sequel to Crank, I was like, okay, that's just gonna be shitty.
But I was like that movie was fucking nuts as it is. I'm like, how can anyone top that? I mean,
because in the first Crank, first of all, it was crazy.
it was crazy.
And then at the end of the movie, hey, you can say spoiler, whatever. People, it's been how many years since that movie's been out?
Yeah.
But at the end of the movie, Jason Statham, who plays the lead character in that, he dies at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Motherfucker falls from a helicopter.
From a helicopter.
It lands on a car and falls and looks at the camera, and they pretty much tell you this
That's
dude
it.
is gone.
This movie's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It's almost like we ain't gonna have a sequel, but yet we will have a sequel.
Of course. Yes, in the movie universe, never say never. Thank God.
So in the first movie, it was kind of like that movie DOA, where a guy is poisoned and he has only a limited amount of time to find out who his killer is.
You're talking about the video game, right?
No, that's the one.
Oh.
That's the movie with all the volleyball chicks fighting each other.
I was
No,
about to say, I was like, this had nothing to do with DOA, Corey. What are you talking
No,
about?
I'm talking about Dead on Arrival. There's a movie called that, and this movie is like Dead on Arrival, except like it's on LSD or something, or on
yeah,
cocaine.
It's on speed. It's on it's
Yeah.
on Red Bull times 100.
Yeah, Jason Statham in that movie, he gets poisoned, and he says, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna go out and find out who did this, and they're gonna pay. I don't care if I'm dying or
I'm
not.
going to get answers.
Exactly. Except the catch in that movie is that for him to keep going, he has to keep his adrenaline up.
Right.
So he has to do things like start fights with people, getting car chases, have sex in the middle of the street.
Yes.
And then at the end of the
It's
movie,
the only way to do it.
Yeah, he has a fight with a guy falling from the sky. That guy obviously dies, and then he says, "All right, I'm done." Bam, splat.
That's it. Yep.
But in this movie, they don't even try to explain how he comes back to life. You can pretty much edit those two movies together. You can,
you can.
You can cut the credits out, Crank, and cut off the beginning of Crank 2, and the movie can just be one long movie, because in Crank 2, he hits the ground, and to show you he's not dead, the only thing that's different is that he blinks. So, he's still alive.
Right.
So immediately after that,
Right after the truck,
these Chinese guys pull up in the van.
The extreme van pops in,
and they
snatches his ass up
with a shovel. They scrape him
like
off
shit.
the ground.
Yeah, they scrape him up, throw him in the back of the fucking van, and the movie has begun.
And they take him to a house where these two Asian guys are operating on him.
And they gut him to high heaven,
And they take out his heart and replace it with an artificial heart.
Right.
And now Jason Statham, he's looking around. He's kind of conscious. He's like, what the fuck is going on here? And he sees, like, not only have they taken his heart now, but they're about to take everything else, including his dick.
His wiener.
His penis. And when he sees
can't
that, he
have
says, and it, like any man, they'd be like, hell no.
No, you are not stopping me from banging fucking Amy Smart. No.
So he just goes nuts. He gets up off that table. He beats the shit out of everybody. And from that point on, he's running looking for whoever took his heart. Now, the catch here is that mechanical heart is hooked up to a device that shows that it's going down.
Right. It's like a power level.
It's like a power, what do you call it? A power source or a battery pack.
Yeah, it's a battery pack. And the little lights are indicating how much power you got. And once those lights are done with,
lights out for
forget
everything.
about it. The movie's really over.
Yeah, exactly. We can't have that because we already paid our money. We got like hour, 15 minutes more movie to go.
I would have been super pissed off. Yeah.
So he better go out there, like, find something to keep him alive. Now, Dwight Yoakam returns as
Dwight,
Dr.
he returns as Doc Miles. Doc Miles,
yes. Yeah. And in the last movie, he was a doctor who told him how to keep his adrenaline up.
This guy was his personal Google. He had all the answers,
Everything.
whatever you needed for everything.
And now in this movie, apparently they say, hey, this movie's crazy. Why not make him a heart surgeon?
Exactly.
And he says, all right, hey, Chev, you know something? It's like, all right, I know about that heart, that mechanical heart you got. What you got to do to keep that power pack up, you got to keep yourself electronically stimulated.
Right.
You gotta like grab electronic things. You gotta rub yourself up against people to
Rub
keep
up against old broads,
old women to keep
anything
your
you
static
can find.
electricity up.
Right. This guy is a MacGyver. He has all the answers.
Now, so we get an example of that when he's driving down the street and these guys are trying to race him. He hits something, it flies out that car, and he looks and sees that his power pack is low, and he says, "You know what, guys? I ain't gonna race you, but you can give me a jump." And they're like, "Jump!" And he's
and of course the guys get out the jumper cables like no big deal. Like, all right, your car is kind of fucked, but all right.
we don't know what to do. But he trying to jump his car. He takes those jumper cables, puts one on his tongue, puts another on one of his nipples. Hey, start it up, guys. And they say, "Yeah." And that's from
Power up.
He's like, "Yeah, ah."
Damn, dog, you good, S.A.?
Never better. You wanna give me a jump? Just man.
And then from that point on, the editing gets crazy.
Oh,
The movie gets crazy. As if we thought the movie was crazy
The
enough.
entire cast and crew and the director got fucking charged up from that battery, apparently, because Jesus Christ, this movie just went insane.
Yeah, because after that scene, I'm seriously serious. After that one scene, he's up and running down the street.
Oh, yeah.
And what we get after that, we get him electrocuting himself several times. He's beating up whorehouses.
Oh, yeah.
He's going into strip joints and causing all kind of ruckus. He's taking on Mexican gangs, black gay biker gangs.
That's right. Everyone and anyone.
There's a guy with his head in a jar. All kind of crazy shit is in this, man.
Exactly. And that's what I loved about it. It contained everything I've always wanted to see in one of these crazy ass action movies. And let alone, it kicked ass. It kept on punching me in my head. Every time I thought, okay, there's a moment here where it's just going to get too ridiculous, too crazy. No, it makes up for it and just kick ass cinema. And Jesus Christ, dude. I've never seen so many naked chicks running around with guns in a long while. I know some movies have tried, but a lot of them failed. And this one, oh boy, everything gets amped up in this film, and I love every second of it. And not only that, we get some fucking kick-ass sex scenes with Amy Smart. Woo! I love that girl. I love her.
Amy Smart returns as his girlfriend Eve.
Right.
And in the last movie, to keep his adrenaline going, he had to have sex with her out in public.
Out in public.
And guess what?
And everyone was cheering on.
To keep for some reason, I don't know how sex does it, but to keep that battery pack going, he has to have sex with her out in public.
And of course, it's at a race. It's at a racetrack. And oh my God! Not only do we get a wild and crazy ass sex scene, the craziest I've ever seen committed to a commercial film, but on top of that, I also get a horse cock. Horse cock
for no reason. I mean, look,
reason.
they're at a racetrack.
Yeah.
And this movie's so crazy. You know, hey, some horse gonna show his dick, and that's exactly what happened.
I was
we
like,
won't say how.
I don't want to see no horse giving sloppy seconds to Amy Smart, but oh my God.
But it was a funny scene. It was funny how they put that horse penis in there.
It was. Oh, it was.
Man, Amy's smart. Look, a lot of people say, she could be hotter. She ain't that. But look,
no.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
she goes through this movie with tape on her nipples, and she just looks like that good kind of trashy.
Oh my God, you could throw all kind. You could throw lettuce on top of her head, and she'll still look fucking hot. I mean, she is. She is the all-American girl, if you ask me, and I love it. I love her.
Oh, yeah. This is the kind of girl that look like, hey, you know what? This is how I like my women right here. Nasty. Just skankish.
Dirty feet and everything.
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah. She look like something just walked out of trailer park, but in a nice way.
Somebody put a ribbon on her.
Yeah, I want to put her on my mayonnaise sandwich and just eat her ass up.
I want to put her on a dirty ashtray and lick her all over. Why do I have to be a robot?
But, man, you know something? Not only does she return, but the movie just says, fuck it, we're going to bring back as many people as we can. They bring back Efren Ramirez.
Yes, he comes back as Venus. Well, a character named Venus.
Yeah, now, this is the guy, everybody, okay, you're saying Efren Ramirez? Pedro,
exactly.
Pedro from
Napoleon
Dynamite.
Exactly.
And he in the last movie he played like this really flaming gay guy.
Yeah.
I mean he looked like a chick almost.
He did, yeah.
And so they killed him in that movie, but they said, hey, this guy got to work. We like him. We're gonna bring him back as his brother.
Pedro never said no to nothing, so he's coming back. And oh my God, there is a great little montage that happens to explain how we're seeing him again, like why he's in the movie again, and it's awesome. It's that movie had me dancing, Corey. That movie, I was dancing during a lot of that shit.
Yeah, nah, man. It really, and you talk about dancing. The soundtrack in this is crazy.
Of course,
Mike Patton.
Mike Patton, king of music. I consider him a scientist.
Lead singer from Faith No More does
Faith
the
No
soundtrack
More,
to
Tomahawk, Mr. Bungle, 100 bands, Peeping Tom. We can
Love
go on
It,
all day.
that
Love
shit.
It,
Oh, yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Man, the soundtrack was great on this.
The soundtrack. Okay, now I have to tell you, I was amazed by the soundtrack because it sounded so different than anything I've really heard in a long time, and it really stuck out to me. But it didn't do it in an annoying way. I mean, if you want to get a real treat, stay after the credits and just listen to the soundtrack because they play it throughout the entire end of the credits. And I went and I searched high and low looking for this goddamn soundtrack. Now the soundtrack has to be one of the hardest to find soundtrack ever because I still can't find it.
Oh, I looked on iTunes, so I wanted the soundtrack.
It is on Amazon though. That's the crazy thing. It is, but
you know what's funny on iTunes? They have the soundtrack to Crank. But they don't have Crank 2. Even it's like iTunes said, this shit is too crazy.
It's too crazy. It's too wild. We can't deal with Mike Patton.
But man, the directors of this are who are they? Mark Neveldine
and Brian Taylor.
Brian Taylor.
Those guys directed the first one. They wrote it too, and they did the same with this.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't now. Is this the only thing that they've done? Because I really don't know what else they can do. This is insane.
This is their baby, and hopefully, I mean, the cool thing about this movie is, once again, oh boy, they're leaving it open. So I'm like, okay, now this is going to be insane. If you end up doing a sequel and making this the most insane trilogy ever, I don't know how these guys are going to fucking do it. I mean,
but isn't that what we said about the last one?
I did say that, but still, again though, this movie fucking went to. Fucking Mountain Dew ain't got shit on this goddamn movie because this movie just takes you to that next level. I mean, where else are you going to find, number one, fucking chicks with fucking machine guns running around?
It was pretty much like
blown out.
It was pretty much like tits with machine guns.
Exactly.
It was breasts with machine guns.
Yes, walking around. Yeah,
they could have just had
breast
breasts and machine guns.
Machine gun. Yes, looking like Che Guevara. Yeah, but anyway, no, they have dude. They got like chicks with machine guns. They got a goddamn fucking a gay ass black motorcycle gang. They got David Carradine dressed up looking like Lopan's long lost brother. I mean,
Poon Dong.
Poon Dong.
The movie, look, this is one of those rare cases where the movie's kind of even borderline racially offensive to everybody.
Yeah.
And this movie's so nuts, you're kind of like, I really can't say shit about it. I accept this.
Yeah.
They got an Asian guy named Poon Dong in there.
Oh, and on top of that, another crazy cameo by
Corey
Haim. Yeah,
man,
wearing a mullet.
Corey Haim is back.
He is back in black.
I don't know if he's going to go anywhere after this.
Probably not.
He might go away again.
Don't hold your breath.
But I didn't even recognize him in that.
Oh, not at all. Not until like the scene where he gets his ass kicked by Amy Smart. I was like, oh fuck, that is Corey Haim. But you got Corey Haim. You like you said, you got a guy with his head in a jar. I mean, shit. You got horse cock
just out of nowhere,
and you have a crazy Godzilla fight scene through this movie. I mean, Jesus.
See, that's the thing about this movie, man. The movie just has it has no limitations at all about itself. It says once we open the door, we're running, and anything goes. And I guess that would be one of my complaints about the movie, if I were to complain about it all, is there's going to be
complaints?
something. Well, there's going to be something in here that like people are just going to say, "Man, this is too crazy, and I can't take this." Now, at the beginning of the movie, they have a newscaster played by John De Lancey, who was Q from Star Trek,
right?
Or John De Lancey, whatever his name is now.
Yeah.
He and as a newscaster, he comes on. He uses two words. He says, "This is implausible." And this is bullshit.
He might as well. This whole fucking thing is retarded.
He might as well just say, if you can't accept that, you might as well get up and ask for your money back and walk out.
Exactly.
So you know what you're getting into. So either you accept a lot of the stuff that goes on in here, or you don't. And I think even for some people accept it, like me, there's some things that they just go too far with. And I'm not even saying with the offensive stuff, because the movies, look, this body part, a guy cuts his nipples off in the movie.
A guy cuts his nipples off, and on top of that, you see a girl get shot in her breast, and her silicone just starts pouring out of her breast, and she's trying to stop it. She's trying to put a cork in
And
it.
she's trying to she pull up her breast, trying to keep from leaking. And, no. And,
I was like,
and
what
her
is
breasts
that
are like
coming
sagging.
out? I was like, what is that coming out of her chest? Oh, no.
Her chest looked like it had 2 deflated whoopee cushions on it. But you see, the offensive stuff doesn't bother me.
No,
It's
no,
kind of
no.
like there were certain things that just got on my nerves that they did, or things that just got too crazy that they didn't really use. What's his name? Efrain Ramirez, who's Eve in the movie.
Right.
No,
he's Venus.
I mean, Venus, the guy, all these fucking names. Anyway, Pedro, goddammit.
Pedro, yes.
Pedro's in this movie. He has full body Tourette's.
Right.
And it's only for like a cheap laugh and a couple of scenes where he just wiggles around. I'm just kind of like, that's not really funny.
I was laughing.
Yeah,
Come
okay.
on.
But you know something? See,
Yeah.
this is what I'm talking about. Like, one of my favorite scenes in the movie is the Godzilla parody.
Oh, yeah. That was insane just because, once again, that just comes out of the fucking left field. And
There's a scene in
kicks
this
you in
movie
the
where they
face.
do a Godzilla parody where you got 2 guys fighting like
Yeah.
giant monsters from the movie. Like they look like 2 rubber suits.
Right.
And I love that scene,
That
man.
scene was great.
But
and
I was talking to somebody else who said, I didn't like that. So
what?
Did
you kick him in the fucking head?
Well, we were driving. I started to open the door and push him out, but then I realized that they were driving the car, so I had to take it.
But the best thing about you were pointing out the best thing about that scene were the 2 little model guys that were pointing.
Well, we don't want to ruin it. Do we want- Okay, there's a great cut though with 2 guys in that scene look like little models, and there's a great edit in there. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but
hilarious.
I loved it, man.
Yes.
And even when I told my friend, he's like, okay, that was funny. But the other thing is Biling.
But yeah, Biling. Okay, now that was
character-
my only. Okay, now that character was fucking annoying as hell. But the thing is, as soon as I was really worried that she was going to be in the entire film, and thank God she wasn't. As soon as she got annoying, boom, she was gone.
Yeah.
And she does pop up every here and there, here and now, and she kind of does bring a halt to the film, but it's only for a couple of seconds, and then she's gone.
Yeah, she plays an Asian hooker in the movie, if you can tell by the name.
Yeah.
And she and throughout the whole movie, she's talking in broken English but screaming it, and she's just jumping all over Jason Statham throughout the movie, throughout the whole movie. You're my boyfriend.
Yeah.
You help me. I'm good.
I love you. Let's do nookie nookie. I love you. I
Exactly.
suck at you.
I
Yeah.
clean.
And-
Vagina clean. And it's like,
And it's
oh,
it's
shit.
just as annoying as we sound right now.
Yeah, you thought we annoying.
Yeah.
You try seeing her do it in a fucking movie, man, in
Yeah.
stereo. But I mean, other than that, man, like I said, there's something in here for everybody if you like crazy shit like
Oh, yeah.
this. I mean, really.
And if you're gonna try to sell me on crazy, make sure it's fucking crazy. And that's what I loved about it.
Oh no, you're right. Hey, I couldn't have said it better.
But I tell you what, man, I fucking love this movie. This movie was like a shotgun in the ass assault to my senses. I loved every second of it. Jason Statham, I mean, he is really like, with this film, he's really, I always saw big things for this guy in his future, as far as his film.
And this is
future.
it.
And this is it. He's finally reached that point
Hey,
again. I'm
you know-
so happy.
You know something? It just dawned on me. You remember when we had that discussion about we don't have any more crazy action stars
No.
out there?
Yeah.
You know something? Because we said like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
We said what is Arnold Schwarzenegger was a foreign actor who spoke with an accent.
Yep.
And he made just crazy ass movies. We're like, this is insane.
And everything that came out of his mouth was memorable.
Yeah. Jason Statham doesn't have the one-liners like
No.
Arnold Schwarzenegger does, but hey, he's foreign and he's in crazy shit.
He is crazy, and you know he needs to quit doing those goddamn transporter movies because those movies are almost like half-ass versions of the Crank films, apparently.
Oh yeah.
And I swear to God, he needs to do another one of these Crank films, and hopefully maybe he'll find something that's just as insane or different as Crank.
I would love to
And-
see one more.
One
more
more.
Crank.
He needs. We need one more. I'm telling you, I need it like an injection to my head. All right. But I am giving this movie. Now, don't call me crazy, but I'm giving this movie fucking better than sex.
Are you-
better than horse cock? I love it.
Is that one of our ratings, Horsecock?
Well, it should be if it's not. But we'll talk about that.
Wasn't
later.
Will Smith in that movie?
Oh no, you didn't. Get off my horse cock.
Hey, Horsecock. Oh, what's up, man? No, but no, man. Okay, I can't go as far as better than sex.
Oh, of
Even
course.
though this movie might be heroin for some people, I hear heroin when you do it is better than sex.
Oh.
I can't go that far, but
Damn.
I will give this full price.
All right, I can respect that. I know.
You can deal with that,
You
man.
grow up, you'll learn, Corey. You'll learn how crazy people can get with their minds if you just open up your mind.
Oh man, open your mind.
Open your mind, Corey.
Well, hey man, let me tell you something. I would love to see one more Crank and see what they do. I think they should put breast on Jason Statham and give him a machine gun. Let him run through the whole movie. It's crazy. Get a guy with breast and a machine gun.
Oh yes, I mean I need another one of these films, Corey. I'm gonna end up going to those directors. I'm gonna go. I'll suck your dick for another Crank film.
And they'll be like, hey, Dick, let's put the horse penis on him too. A guy with breast and a horse penis with a machine gun running through for an hour and a half, just kicking ass.
I love it.
Those things aren't designed for strenuous activity.
Tell me about it.